Soul Twin Audios. Stories created solely with the vintage soul in mind.
OTRTSTA, what story can I connect you with today?
I don't really need a story. I just wanted information.
Very well. Tune your radio dial to anchor.fm/Soul Twin Audios. That's SOLE.
Soul Twin Talk, a backstage pass into productions at Soul Twin Audios through guest interviews, commentaries, promos, and featuring your teasers and trailers. Welcome back to another episode of Soul Twin Talk. We now have over 100 subscribers to the YouTube channel, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. The next goal in mind is over 500 subscribers so I can get that community tab. Now, I'm not really sure how to use it, but if it's what I think it's about, where I can communicate with the subscribers and post polls and that kind of thing, that's something I want to achieve. A Tale of Tyranny is well underway, and I hope to get that released sometime next month. I hope. Followed by Tyranny's Tales of Terror Season 1 and Salubrious Falls Phobias Unlimited, Book 1. On Monday, September 5th, expect the premiere of Dark Paradise, where I will talk about the beginnings of Dark Shadows and Strange Paradise. I will also include a review specific to one of the series, so be on the lookout for that. I'm also working on a soap opera crossover, which you will only exclusively be able to hear within the Dark Paradise series. I'm in the process of writing the first episode of that, and will be casting it once that's complete. Initially, I wanted to have it finished in time for episode 1, but it looks like you might be getting that in time for episode 2, which will be on October 3rd. Soul Twin Audios has a casting call for another old-time radio theater production. Since Rope, that Lost episode, was so successful, I wanted to produce another Lost suspense episode, this one written by the brilliant John Dixon Carr, and it's called The Phantom Archer. If you'd like to audition for that, or know others that would like to audition, I have the casting call in Casting Call Club. All you have to do is look up Soul Twin Audios, find it on Facebook, Twitter, and my Discord server. Darker Projects, an audio drama company I've performed some voice work for, also has a couple of casting calls up on their website, one for an episode of Quantum Leap and another series called Night Terror. Don't forget about the Topaz Flower. Tickets are on sale now for $7, or you can purchase them at full price for $10 closer to the air date. Come join us from 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time on September 10th. It's a fun little old-time radio mystery, and we all had a blast making it for you. Check out the show notes for information about those casting calls and attending our remote performance of the Topaz Flower.
Attention shoppers. Have you come for something in particular, or just browsing? We have a wide array of gardening supplies, a nice sharp pair of shears for your pruning needs. A good sturdy shovel is always useful to bury things. Something from our hardware department, perhaps a new power tool. Or do you just need to pick up some groceries? Our deli counter has the freshest meats. Yes, we have all your essentials. If it's a bargain you're looking for, we're always slashing the prices. Come on in and peruse. Make yourself at home. And welcome to the Horror Shop. Season 2 is coming in 2022, featuring an all-new storefront with a shopkeeper and his new employees to guide you on your journey into the dark. With all new tales of torment to terrify you, disturb you, and unnerve you. The entire Season 1 is now available to satisfy all your horror cravings. check out HorrorShopRadio.com or wherever you get your podcasts to listen.
I have Alexa Chipman in the studio with me today, who is no stranger to Soul Twin audios. You've heard her in Wuthering Heights, Jane Eyre, and we'll get to hear her in the upcoming production of The Little Prince as The Rose. Alexa has her own audio drama company called Imagination Lane and often writes and produces audio plays for Misfits Audio.
Haunting of Celine, Episode 1, Portals. Presented by Misfits Audio Productions.
You think crabbing season will be late this year?
Too many whales around. We don't want them caught in the nets, so we're waiting a few extra weeks. I can get you some halibut or rockfish instead. And there's always oysters.
That should work. I guess our catch of the day won't be too exciting for a while, though.
Don't worry, Chef. Next month you'll have more crab than you'll know what to do with. If you don't mind, I'm heading out before I lose this tide.
Thanks. Text me if anything changes. I just need...
There's a gift shop at the Tides with touristy clothes if you don't want to drive back drenched in seawater.
Thanks. The things I do for my men who...
You've performed several roles for us here at Soul Twin Audios. Kathy in Wuthering Heights, Miss Temple in Jane Eyre, and most recently The Rose and The Little Prince. Out of all these roles you've performed for us, which one was your favorite?
It was definitely Kathy in Wuthering Heights. I don't think I've reread it since I had to for school. I did think it was a really interesting character to try to get into the headspace for, and she's so melodramatic. It's really fun to play. I've done many roles in audio dramas, and I think that was one of the ones that got the most emotional.
In addition to voice acting, you also write audio plays. Can you tell us about some of your latest writing projects?
I would say the most active project that I'm working on right now is Haunting of Celine. Each season they end up on a haunted ship, and they have to get out of there and succeed in a quest. Along the way they meet all kinds of mythological beings, creatures, and gods and goddesses, mostly from the Celtic and ancient Greek traditions. I think the most fun about it is the core group of characters are each from a different time period. So there's the modern character from our time who uses a lot of slang and is like, oh, I had to put that in the cloud. And you have the person from the 1800s going, I'm sorry, what? So I think that adds a lot of comedic elements to it. I'm also working on a holiday project right now. There's an annual Father Christmas Chronicles over on Misfits Audio. And in addition, I'm working on some Beatrix Potter. I was a huge fan of the Royal Ballet version when I was a kid, and I wanted to bring that to audio. And I think that's the main inspiration for my adaptations. There's a film from 1971, if you can get a hold of it.
For voice artists just starting out in the audio drama community, do you have any advice for them?
I would say that there's two main journeys that you can go on. One is to really try to make a career out of it and go for those paying gigs. So for that, you want to build up your portfolio first, and then you want to start looking at things like audiobooks, narration, things that can supplement your paycheck. For me, that's YouTube. So I actually went with the volunteer, unpaid gigs. I just enjoy doing it. And that's another community that's wonderful to be a part of, as long as you're clear which one you are. So read those audition notices. If it says unpaid, everyone's a volunteer. Don't audition if your goal is an extra paycheck. We're here to have fun, and the poor producer has enough on their mind. Speaking of auditions, when you're first getting started, just audition for everything. It might take a long time to get cast, and don't worry about it. It's great experience recording lines.
Do you have any suggestions for either an old-time radio recreation or an adaptation you'd like to hear Soul Twin Audios produce?
I tend to be more of a fan of original works. Adaptations are always difficult because you have to make sure you have copyright access to it, and there's a lot of research involved from a legal standpoint for that. If we were going to do an old-time radio recreation, it'd be kind of fun to have Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, only maybe gender swapped. So you'd have, Tina Corbett, Space Cadet, and have it Orville style. That'd be a lot of fun. Another one I really enjoyed was Bold Venture, but I'm pretty sure you can't outdo Humphrey Bogart, so I don't know if that's the best choice for a recreation. Another one I love listening to is Escape. Ever dream of a life of romantic adventure? Want to get away from it all? That would be an interesting one to do with original short stories that people turned in, but sort of in the style of Escape. It's always fascinating to hear about the latest news from Soul Twin Audios. I wish you all the best, and whatever you produce, I know it will be awesome.
Alexa, thank you so much for being with us here today. I look forward to working with you again on productions here at Soul Twin Audios and also hearing your haunting of Selene. I'm very interested in hearing what happens next.
About a year ago, everything changed. If you're a survivor, then that means there's a chance that we're still alive, and if you're listening to this, can contact me on the frequency 14.060. I'm not sure if you've been told the story of what happened, but suddenly the world was devastated by abnormal weather conditions. But by far the most devastating was the eruption of several of the world's supervolcanoes. The ash blew into the sky, not only plunging us into a continuous cold, but leaving the world blanketed in darkness. Sit back and let me tell you the story of what came out of the ashes.
Out of the Ashes is a epic, dark, modern fantasy podcast. Available now on your favorite podcatcher of choice. You can also visit us at outoftheashespodcast.com.
And now our featured demo artist, Jake McCaskill.
Don't give me that crap. You don't get to just turn your back on us to save yourself. You're not the only one who's lost someone.
Don't worry about me. No matter what, you'll always be my very best friend.
What are you going to do, boy? You don't even know how to use that weapon!
You're right! I don't!
Self-destruct sequence initiated.
Oh. Catch?
Wait, what?
I've been here a month after I woke up, and I still don't remember anything. At best, there's flashes and bits and pieces of who I used to be. I don't know if it'll ever come back.
Captain, we've received catastrophic damage. Hull integrity at 30%. You have to tell the Empire that the Shavir have returned. The message must survive. Overriding Captain's command code. If nothing else, it's been an honor to call you my friend. Jackass.
Midheaven, the highest visible point in the sky a celestial object traverses. What if in the beginning, the ancient gods were merely mortals that all had the fortune or misfortune of seeing what the sky namers called the Ascendants? This is where the birth of a mythos, of fable began. This is when the gears of the great blinding clock set forth and our story begins. 5,000 years ago, the Ascendants and their advanced cybernetics first arrived. they would infuse their paradox embryo into our primeval gene pool. Only a special few would actually be awakened. They would become gods. However, just one could stop the great blinding clock, and with it, the death mist. It is known that between heaven and earth is Midheaven. But who will be Earth's last hope?
And now, our featured audio drama review.
Murder, mystery, tragedy. Private investigator Frank Dixon solves the dark secrets of a city in turmoil. An easygoing war vet and gumshoe has his life turned upside down when a murder case sets fantastic events into motion. This film noir-inspired audio drama uses immersive audio and supernatural story elements to deliver a genre-bending thrill ride. Listen to the first 2 seasons, now on Spotify.
I was intrigued by this podcast because, one, I enjoy film noir. It seemed to have a bit of an old-timey vibe to it. I particularly enjoyed the banter between Frank and his sidekick Dusty, and also that wonderful fun theme song set the tone. If you like film noir and want to get engrossed in a series you can easily binge, I believe there's only 6 episodes to season 1, give Neon Shadows, a noir tale podcast, a listen. I've subscribed to their YouTube channel and you should too. Their series does contain foul language, so listeners be advised of that. That concludes this episode of Soul Twin Talk. I look forward to speaking with you again next week. Be safe, be happy, and always remember,
I can do anything. I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want to be.
You've been listening to episode 10 of Soul Twin Talk. I'm your host, Rachel Polium, and I'd like to thank our guest, Alexa Chipman, for being with us here today, along with those who provided a promo: Matthew Bard, Vince Congees Davis, Stephen Murray, the team from Neon Shadows, a Noir Tale podcast, and Jake McCaskill for sharing his demo with us. The Soul Twin audios and Soul Twin Talk themes were performed and composed by Ross Bernhardt, with incidental music by Storyblocks. This has been a Soul Twin Audios production, copyrighted 2022 by Rachel Polium.